Everyone, today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this purple and pink butterfly. And I'm using two tones. You can choose to use one color or two colors. The choice is up to you. But here we go. Alright, so for the butterfly, you're going to start with a slip knot. Insert your hook and make a chain of 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and make a slip knot by joining the first chain right here. So insert your hook into the first chain and yarn it over and make a slip knot. Go to make a chain 1, and now we're going to work inside of this loop, the circle we just made. So yarn it over and we're going to make 5 double crochet clusters inside of this circle. So basically you yarn it over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn it over, pull through 2 of them, yarn it over, insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn it over, and pull through 2 of them. And repeat that again, pull through 2. Now you should have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn it over and pull through all 4. Chain 2 in between each one. Yarn it over and go ahead and do 4 more of those. So remember, insert your hook, yarn it over and pull through 2. Yarn it over, insert, pull through 2. And then you just keep on doing that until you have those 4 loops on your hook, just like that. And don't forget, you do need to make your chain 2 in between each one. That's what it's looking like so far. And as you can see here, I am actually tucking in my tail as we go. Yarn it over, pull through your 2. We are on the 3rd double crochet cluster. And there's my 4. Now we have 1, 2, 3. Make your 2. And keep on going. Now if you're curious about the color I'm using, this is a color violet, and for the pink color I am using the color rosy. And I am using the yarn from Yarn Bee, which is Secret Soft. And it really is actually pretty soft. It makes great hats and scarves and pretty much just about anything you can think of that you might want to be soft. Here we go. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now this one, now that you made your chain, instead of chaining 2, what you're going to do is grab your second yarn, and I like to hang on to this yarn and leave it there because we're going to be using it again. But basically, bring that yarn in just like that and turn your work. So now go ahead, and this is what we're gonna do. In this first chain 2 space right here, we're gonna make 1 double crochet cluster. So yarn it over, and I am working my yarn in as well, this purple one, so it goes with me all the way around. So go ahead and do your cluster just as we did in the beginning round. There's 2. Now you have 4 loops on your hook. Go ahead and chain 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to make another cluster in the same space right here. and make sure you're pulling through 2 each time. There you go. Now chain 2, 1, 2, yarn it over, make another double crochet cluster right here. This 1, and 3. Basically it's 3 double crochets. Join it and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and another double crochet cluster in that same space. And there we go. Make a chain 2. And in case you didn't already guess it, back to another double crochet cluster. Two. And chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And another double crochet cluster. 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and chain 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry about the wind and that background noise there. Hold on tight to that yarn, it's got to stay with us. Oh, sorry about that. That's not a chain 6. That's a chain 2 right here. There we go. Chain 2. And then cluster again right here. 1, 2, 3. Chain 6 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then once again, one last double crochet cluster. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so just to review what you have right here, the starting of your butterfly. For this second round, you should have a double crochet cluster, 6 chains, double crochet cluster, 2 chains, another cluster with 3 chains, cluster with 2 chains, cluster, 3 chains right here, another cluster, 2 chains, another cluster, and 6 chains right here. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make row 3. So I'm going to switch yarns. Now if you just wanted to make a one color butterfly, you don't have to worry about the yarn switching, but I like to do a dual color. So I'm going to bring that color back through again, and I'm going to turn my work right here. Now here comes the fun part of making it look like a butterfly. So insert your hook, pull up the loop, and make a single crochet. Yarn it over, pull up a loop, make a half double crochet by pulling through all 3. Now you're going to make 5 double crochets. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and there's 5. Now if you notice, I'm still keeping this pink one with me to bring it around as well, just like I did the purple one. Now you're going to do 2 triple crochets, so yarn it over twice, bring up a loop, pull through all of your 2s, do that one more time. Just 1, there's 2 triple crochets there. And now you're going to go back to 5 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Scoot your yarn up if you need to. And now you get to go back to the half double crochet. Remember, yarn it over, pull through all 3. And then a single crochet. So just bring up that 1 loop and make a single. And now you bring it in here and make a slip stitch just like that. And then yarn it over. So the slip stitch goes in this second, where you have your chain 2 spot, that's where your slip stitch goes right there. So now in this chain 3 spot, we're going to do 5 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I'm going to make a little peacock. So I chain 1, 2, and insert your hook into this chain 2 on the very top 2 loops right here of that last double crochet. Bring your loop up and make a slip stitch like that. Makes a little corner at the bottom. Yarn it over and make another 4 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now we have half of our butterfly right here. Slip stitch again into that next chain 2 space. And now we're going to start with 4 double crochets right here in the chain 3 space. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make your peacock again. So chain 2. Insert your hook on the top 2 loops of the last double crochet and make a slip stitch, and 5 more double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch in the chain 2 space. And now we get to do the last part of the wing. So start with a single crochet. Yarn it over, make a half double crochet. And 5 double crochets here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yarn it over twice to make 2 triple crochets. There's 1, there's 2, and then you go back to 5 double crochets again. So there's 1, 2, 3, half double crochet, yarn it over, pull through all 3, and then single crochet. Now leave this yarn here because it's still going to be an edging piece, but we're not quite ready for that pink one yet. So now I'm going to make, I like to chain 1, 2, make a slip stitch in the center of the ring that you made in the beginning. So like that, it brings the wing in. Chain 8, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then right here on this second chain from the hook, or sorry, the first chain from the hook, insert your hook, make a slip stitch, and then that's what you do all the way down. You're just making another little slip stitch in each chain down. Once you get to that last one, slip stitch again into the center, chain 8 again. You need another antenna. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then in that first chain from the hook right here, go ahead, slip stitch all the way down. And then again, slip stitch to the center. So now, chain 2, and join it with the slip stitch to the very first single crochet on this wing, and that way it makes it look even right here. So right here, I'm going to cut this yarn, I don't need it anymore. Pull up the loop, and there we go so far. Now we just have to work in this pink one again. Alright, now to deal with this pink yarn right here. Go ahead and turn your work, insert your hook to the first single crochet, and bring your loop up just like that. And you can chain 1, that'll act as the first single crochet, and basically all we do now is I'm going to make a single crochet in the top 2 loops all the way around. So this part is pretty much optional. If you liked your butterfly the way it was without the extra edging, that's fine. But I like to add a little extra color. So I'm going to keep on going with this extra color here. Now once we get to the end right here, that was my single crochet right here, and now I'm going to slip stitch into that chain 2 space again. And back to my single crochets. And I'll go ahead and, as soon as you get to the peacock actually, I chain 2 at the peak of it, chain 1, and then come over here and do another single crochet. That way there's still a little peak right here. And then that was my last single crochet right there. slip stitch it. And basically you're just going to do that all the way around your butterfly. So make your single crochet on your peacock, chain one, insert your hook again, and keep on going. And just make sure that you do your slip stitch into that slip stitch space right here, so it brings those wings in. If not, it kind of rounds them out a little bit more instead of defining. So now we are almost at the end of this wing. And this is where I like to make it a little bit more interesting. Now if you decided to just do the one color, you're going to have to do this bit at the very end of yours, just with the purple, or whatever color you chose for yours. But I'll show you how to do it with this right now. So now what I'm going to do, this I'm going to actually tuck in with my tapestry needle in here. So I'm going to put that to the side here. And just how we did the slip stitches along the antenna, I'm going to slip stitch in these two chains that I made right here. So there's, whoops, my yarn got away from me there. There's one, and two. Now, instead of slip stitching to the center, go ahead and slip stitch into that space right there, and then to the center. That way there's not an extra long line. And now we get to have fun with some slip stitches down the center right here, basically. So insert your hook just kind of wherever into that double crochet cluster right here. Bring up your purple loop and make a slip stitch. And this one doesn't really need a specific order, as long as you make it down the middle line of your butterfly. And then at the very end here, I'm going to turn this up again, and then I find my way back with slip stitches, of course. So there's one. Now you can either do this with the purple or the pink. Depends how you want it to look. So there we go. And then inside next to the other antenna, so that way it looks like it's kind of splitting apart. You see how I did that right there? So you come down here, come up, and then the slip stitch on the other side of that antenna. Go ahead and slip stitch into the two chains again. And then one more slip stitch into the first single crochet. I'm going to cut my yarn right here, and then here's my butterfly so far. All I have to do is little adjustments of weaving in these two pieces right here. Alright, so now get your tapestry needle, and basically I'm just going to go inside of these loops. And I like to go in the center so it's not sticking out anywhere. And there's There's one. And then I'm sure you're gonna guess what I'm gonna do with this. The exact same thing right here. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll actually do that in a minute. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the box below. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting that little button on the top left. And watch out for the next video.